Take a trip down to Dartmouth High School and the Dartmouth Council on Aging to see a combination of people both young and old. Watch as they compare their differences and answer questions about various topics. Come one, come all to see the very first episode of Student to Senior.
Hi, my name is Beverly Wheeler.
I'm Sarah Phelps and I'm in 11th grade.
Hi, my name is Andy Turner. I work at the Council on Aging in Dartmouth.
My name is Dylan Resendiz. I'm in the 11th grade.
I try to keep up with the times.
That's perfect.
Hi, I'm TJ Pickering and I'm a junior.
I'm really not on social media a lot, but I do use Facebook, keep in contact with family. That's mainly why I use it.
I use Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, Subway Surfers.
In terms of social media, I usually Facebook, and that's pretty much it.
I mostly use Snapchat and Instagram and mostly YouTube as well.
Well, for social media, I basically use Facebook. I don't know anything about Twitter and all of that, and I don't care to. As a matter of fact, I find Facebook a little bit cumbersome because I get on there and I see everybody that I want to know what's going on. But basically, I need to know what my family's doing, what my colleagues at the schools are doing. So I do succumb to sometimes long periods of sitting at Facebook.
And I usually use like Snapchat, Instagram, and YouTube.
Well, social media is good and it's bad, I believe, because when you, especially the young children at school, there's a lot of negativity between kids. And they post it on social media, and I don't think that's very good for the children to reflect on what other people say, because you're going to be your own person.
Well, for the positives, I think you're more in touch with what's going on. The negatives, it's you need a good computer.
Well, I very much dislike it when people use foul language and rant about things that they shouldn't be ranting about. And I would think that there would be some sort of censor, but I haven't seen it. Fortunately, people don't swear that often.
Yes, I do have a cell phone. My cell phone is ancient. I'm getting a new one, but it's not the most recent one, but it is newer than what I have because I've been having a lot of trouble on my cell phone. So
I have the iPhone 11. I use Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, Subway Surfers.
Cell phone, I have a Apple smartphone. Facebook, the apps that I use are Facebook, MapQuest, which I use here because I drive around a lot to different clients, and it works real good.
I have an iPhone 8. It's pretty good.
I have an Android from Verizon. My cell phone, it's a handy thing to have, but I hate it when I get those calls constantly that are either scamming or whatever, you know.
I have an iPhone XS Max.
I think I was in 6th grade.
Oh God, the first cell phone was probably 20 years ago. I love my flip phone. These new smartphones it takes a little getting used to. And I've said many times, I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. I want my flip phone back. But my wife has convinced me that the smartphone is the way to go.
I got my first phone around freshman year. It was the iPhone 5.
Okay, for apps, that's a tricky situation. I went to Chick-fil-A the other day, and the young lady helped me put the app on my phone, but there was a glitch and I couldn't use it, so I had to get in the drive-thru. So for apps, I can't think. I have very few apps. They're all on the phone. I think they were installed, but I don't use them.
I got my first phone in 6th grade. I think it was an iPhone 4.
Well, I use my cell phone mainly for coloring. I like to do coloring. My sister-in-law got me involved in doing coloring on the cell phone, and I do use it sometimes to call people, but I'm not really a cell phone person, so 9 out of 10 my cell phone is off.
I FaceTime, text, and phone call, and watch Netflix.
Primarily calls. I don't really text that much. And I use, again, MapQuest, usually.
I use my phone for like the internet, and I watch videos a lot, and that's basically it.
Well, I'm so grateful to the students at school because I didn't know a lot about different things, and they help me whenever I have a question. So when anybody asks me, do you text, I almost say, gee, do you think I live in the dark ages? Of course I text. So basically that's it. I check my incoming calls, and if it's a number I don't recognize, I delete it. Then I look at recent calls. That tells me if it's from Florida or Istanbul and whether or not it was somebody I needed to speak to.
I usually just use it for FaceTime, just text people, like my friends and stuff, and to look stuff up.
Hello everyone, my name is Caden Lisa. I am the lead director of the DHS TV Media program under the wing of Mr. Parati. For the past 2 years now, I have been running my own talk show called Afternoon After School, and I am proud to say that we are entering our 3rd season now. We have started production about a couple weeks ago. It's a little tough to find time to meet up because of cohorts and all that. It will be available on the DHS TV Media YouTube channel for all of those who are subscribed and not subscribed. One upcoming interview we have is myself. I am interviewing Ian Flint, who is the brand new director of the Dartmouth High School music program. Also coming through the timeline later, we will be talking with the cross-country team as well as the dance club here at Dartmouth High School. I hope you all are looking forward to what we have in the pipeline.
You can find all of these interviews and more on the DHS TV Media YouTube channel. Especially look forward to this show, Season 3 of Afternoon After School.
Most definitely.
You will see a lot of episodes with Caden.
And Kyle.
Yeah!
And the entire crew at the Dartmouth High School TV and Media Club. Stay tuned, y'all. Dude, I have to look this way because I can't tell. What's up? Yeah, alright. Well, it's also gonna be the what? Cross Crunchy. Is that confirmed? Are we doing cross country episode?
We're still rolling, right?
When I go on the internet, I like to check on things. I have different questions, so I ask, look for different answers to my questions. And I love doing shopping on the internet. Oh my gosh, that can be bad and good.
For school reasons, I'll go on my internet, but for other ones, I don't really use my internet on my phone.
What do I typically do on the internet? It is usually search for information. If something comes up that I'm not familiar with, I'll go onto the internet and look to see exactly what it is. And everything is there. It's really just a matter of knowing how to get on and do it.
I mostly spend my time online just watching things that I'm interested in. Yeah.
Well, on the internet, my dear friend Gary sends me all these wonderful YouTube sites. Might be cooking, it might be what's going on in Europe with the COVID, but one of the things I really love about my computer is that I can go on SiriusXM or YouTube for any type of information. I particularly like to be working in the kitchen listening to music on the computer, so I put on SiriusXM and find whatever I'd like to listen to and then go about my business. So I don't check my email as often as I should, I guess. I feel personally that if anybody wants to speak to me, please don't put it on email, call me, because I've missed some important things because I don't check often enough.
Usually YouTube, just looking up videos and stuff, interesting things.
Well, once I get online, I can spend quite a few hours online. That's why I don't even like going on it, because I'll do Facebook, and then I'll go into my games, and then I'd be looking at other things, and yeah, sometimes I spend too much time on it.
Like a couple hours.
Actually, not very much. It's not something that I really get into that much. I know some people, my grandkids, they're online all the time. If I have a problem with my telephone or my computer, I'll ask my granddaughter to fix it for me. And she comes in and does whatever she does, takes her 2 minutes, it's done. I can't do that. I never could.
I try to hit it once a day. I look for my Gmails for the associations that I belong to that I'm corresponding with. I glance down at all the other stuff that I don't know a thing about, pass it up, and then go to Facebook for a few minutes. And then, as I say, I might get hooked on Facebook for longer than I'd like.
A good amount of my day, probably, whether it be video games or my cell phone.
I play, on my computer, I play is a lot of like solitaire, mahjong, and some of the games. I like doing the games on there.
Yeah, I play games on my phone. I play Subway Surfers and like this Tetris block thing.
I don't play on the phone. I do have a game on the computer that I play Candy Crush. And no one can believe I'm up to level 3,700 and something. Everybody else is stuck on 200 and 300. I'm way beyond that. And I enjoy it. It's just a matter of keeps you sharp.
I play on my PS4 like a lot. I'll play like 2K, and I'll play just whatever my friends are playing, honestly.
I am not one person who has any desire to play games. I don't have time.
I do play video games. I play PlayStation, usually.
Yes, it does, because technology does benefit everyone, because you can get answers to questions faster, and then there's also the negative side of it, where you can get some misleading information, and that's not good. That's the very bad part of it. But I do enjoy technology. If I only knew more about it.
I think it benefits people's life with staying in contact with people, but also social media is very controversial.
Do I think technology benefits my life? I would say yes, it does, as long as it's used right. I mean, you can go sideways with it real easy. But if you pay attention to what's going on, it works.
I think it's a good way to pass the time. It's really easy to just look at different things.
Yes, I definitely think as far as the internet, I definitely feel that I would be totally out of touch in these days particularly. So if I didn't use my internet, it would be television and the telephone. So it's a vital tool.
I think it benefits us in a positive way because we can learn a lot of things from it, but also has a bad take on some things.
During the pandemic, the technology has been a benefit to me, because I did a lot of ordering online instead of going to the stores, which was good. And yeah, that's about what I used it for, was for shopping.
Yes, technology has been beneficial because I got to keep in contact with my friends.
Well, it keeps me in touch with people that I don't normally see. And in that sense, it would be a benefit.
It's definitely helped me get through the pandemic, because I've just been at my house mostly, just watching like Netflix and stuff like that.
Technology during the pandemic has definitely been very useful.
Yeah, I've learned a lot from it, but it's also just kept me entertained while I'm sitting at home.
Isn't that like a VC tape or something?
This kind of looks like a VHS tape that goes in your car.
I have no idea at all.
A computer?
That kind of looks like something you would look at the news with, but I don't know.
That looks like an arcade game.
Oh, it's like a file system.
These look like kind of like book logs, like whoever took out a book or something, because it's in a library.
I don't know, encyclopedias.
This kind of, it just looks like a history book, a bunch of them.
Oh, that's textbooks.
I don't know who that is.
I have no idea who that is, if I'm being honest with you.
I have no idea at all. Maybe Johnny Depp.
All right, let's see how the students did. On question 1, what is this music player called? The answer was an 8-track. None of the students got it right. On question 2, the answer was a microfiche. We gave a student half credit for recognizing that it was for reading newspapers. Question 3, what is this called? The answer was a card catalog. The students scored 1.5 points across the board. Question 4, before the internet, what was the set of books called? The answer was an encyclopedia. The students got 1 point. And for the final question, Who is this? The answer was Steve Jobs. None of the students were able to get that one. Out of a total of 15 points, the students conjured up only 3. Now it's time for the seniors to answer some questions.
That's something to do with the computer, I know, right?
It's a video game.
Oh, yeah, I still have those at home too. The old ones?
This is the newer one.
The newer one,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
That's the Nintendo Wii.
I have the old one at home.
Yep. Okay.
The kids use that.
That is I know what it is, a iPad, not an iPad, signal thing.
This is actually a Nintendo Wii. It's a video game system.
Okay, that's not,
It does look like a
I was thinking the internet thing.
Is that the computer hard drive?
That is a Nintendo Wii. It's a video game system.
I should know that. My son had one.
Yep.
That social media is a good question for me. I have no idea.
That is Snapchat.
Oh, Snapchat. I've never been on Snapchat.
Yep.
Ghost?
Is that Twitter? No.
That is Snapchat.
Oh, see?
Yep.
Don't know a thing about that.
Oh, that looks like it's a bird's Twitter?
That's correct.
I never used it either.
Tweet. Tweet. Thing.
Twitter, yeah.
Twitter.
Yep.
That's Twitter.
That is Twitter, yes.
I don't know the difference between the iPhone and the regular cell phone. That an iPhone? Yeah. 2000 and something. I don't remember, but 2008? Maybe before that.
But it's a smartphone. iPhone.
Yep.
Bonus points, let me see. Probably about 10 years ago would be, see how good I am with math. It came out 2010.
Could be an Apple.
Yep. That's an iPhone.
An iPhone.
And bonus points. Do you know what year the iPhone was released?
Oh, the iPhone was released. I think mid 2000s.
Oh, that's Mark Zimmerman.
Oh, that's the Facebook guy. I don't know his name. Gutenberg? What is it?
Zuckerberg.
Yes. That is Mark Zuckerberg.
Mark Zuckerberg.
All right. Great.
I try to keep up with the times.
Now it's time for the senior recap. Let's see how they did. Question 1, what is this called? The answer was a Nintendo Wii. None of them got that right. Question 2, what logo is this? It was a social media network. The answer was Snapchat. None of them got that. Question 3, what logo is this? It was another social media network. The answer was Twitter. All 3 of the seniors got that one correct. Question 4, what is this called? The answer was an iPhone. All 3 of the seniors got that correct. And for the bonus question, all of them were close, but none of them got the answer of 2007. For the last question, question 5, who is this? The answer was Mark Zuckerberg. 1 out of the 3 seniors got that answer correct. The seniors added up for a total of 7 points, more than doubling what the students had. And with that finished, we are now done with today's episode of Student to Senior. Thank you all for watching.
I often spend my time online by just looking at Wait, I don't really know what to answer this with. Let me see. Alright, I'll answer it.
Right. Okay, so that's all the questions. So, that was perfect. Alright, great. That's it.
That's it.
That is it. Nice job.
I came across an encyclopedia from 1950, and I read it cover to cover, front to back. There were like 28 or 30 books, and you'd be surprised at some of the things that you would see in there.
Oh yeah.
One of the things that really took me aback was a new machine that just came out. It's called a mimeograph, and it was carbon paper, crank it and go. You never see that anymore.
Right. Oh, that's great. That's so funny.